Hello everyone, it is Canadian Futures Trader here. It's currently Monday, April 26, 2021. Welcome to the video and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, feel free to subscribe if you want to follow along on my journey on various trader evaluations and whatnot. You're looking at my website, feel free to visit it as well. And one reason you might want to visit it if you're seeing this video before April 28th is Earn2Trade is doing a 100K Gauntlet Mini giveaway. Partnered up with me. So essentially what you want to do, and there's links down below to this, is either go to my site and read that, but ultimately you're going to have to come to this video. Again, it's linked down below. Earn2Trade 100K Gauntlet Mini Giveaway. I always say that backwards, Mini Gauntlet. Nonetheless, there's currently 63 comments, so we're going to be picking from the comments. One of those is mine, so there's 62 entries essentially right now. So everybody has a pretty good chance. So that's in 2 days, less than 48 hours. I'll do it at, as I promised, 8 a.m. on Wednesday, 8 a.m. Pacific. I'll record the entire process and then I will put up a video by noon on Wednesday with the winner, and I will get in touch with you. And speaking of subscribing, not a requirement for the contest whatsoever, but hey, at 482 subscribers, getting close to 500. So if you're so inclined and haven't already, feel free to subscribe. Okay guys, day number 5, 150K Gauntlet Mini evaluation. How did it go? It was a pretty boring day. Before I reveal the grand profits of the day, here's essentially what I did. It was a day, I know I mentioned, you're seeing NQ up here again. When I started this, I said I would only do the bonds. After we kind of go through this little spiel about my profit, I'm going to show you some trades, and I actually recorded the bond market just to show I tried, and by tried means I watched. There wasn't even an opportunity to enter. It was moving so painfully slow. I eventually said, you know what, let's just go do a few scalps in the NQ, call it a day. Today's just going to be one of those days that just almost kind of counts as a day, but isn't really going to get us too far towards the goal. So here's the trades that I did end up doing. Just trading 2 lots and 4 lots. I think I scaled in on some of these. I actually recorded several. So if you want to see how much we made, the grand reveal, $115, and after commissions this actually ended up only being about $50. I'll show you my Rithmic in a second. So we're currently at $23.70 in profit. Like I said, we netted about $50 in profit. Here is a screenshot from Rithmic, closed 115, P&L 50, so after commissions. So we started the day right here. Your cash on hand is your starting balance for the day, in case you didn't know. 152, 320, currently 152, 370. And then as always, I think most of you are aware, but if you're not, your auto liquidate threshold value, a lot of words to say this is your trailing drawdown. So if you violate this, you're going to bust a rule. So it's always good to keep an eye on what that is. Sometimes when you start up Rithmic, like originally, I've rearranged the columns here to put everything that's important in basically 5 columns that are right next to each other. So you might want to move it over. Just my own pro tip, I guess, on Rithmic. And for another pro tip that might even be more useful, I've made a video about this before. I put that in links down below. You can set your own auto liquidate. I'm not going to go through the entire process, but there is a screen in Rithmic. So I've set mine at 152,200, so just a few hundred shy. Basically, I knew going into today, I was like, I don't want to like a big swingy day. I don't want to be down 1,000. And I mean, if I was up 1,000, I would take that. But I didn't, if I lost more than a few $100s, like we were done, we were quits for the day. So I set it at 152. You can adjust this at any time. If you're in an open trade, it will kick you out. You're obviously not violating a rule of Earn2Trades because this is far more conservative than the actual auto liquidate. Anyways, I'll let you look at that video if you want to set your own. I update this every single day. That way, if I hit it, I know that, like, okay, it might be a good time to stop trading. Do I always abide by it? No. And the times that I don't, guess what? Usually cost me, like the time I blew my Earn2Trade account. I think that was just last week. So definitely worthwhile to understand this and stick to your guns if you do hit it. Okay, guys, well, that's the update on my balance. I recorded a few trades and whatnot. Here's the Ultra Bond. So if you want to see these, feel free to stick around, but you basically have the gist of it. Today's video isn't that exciting, unfortunately, but that might be an okay thing. So the bonds, I'm going to pause this, is actually playing. There is absolutely nothing happening. So I started recording after watching the bonds for about 45 minutes, I want to say. And in that 45 minutes, this is the Ultra Bond here on the right-hand side. I mean, you see some activity, but it's between 31 and 00. Basically a 2-tick move. This is the entire extent of the travel between the time I opened Jigsaw and I recorded this video. Like I said, this is about 45 minutes, so it moved 4 or 5 ticks in 45 minutes. It makes it tough to scalp. We need some volatility. We need some action. So, I mean, you can see it's even slower here on the 30-year, and this is the 10-year over here. So, just to show that I'm not lying. I mean, the Ultra Bond is just, there was no way I was going to make anything out of this today. So, I decided to go with NQ, and let me show you some of those trades. Okay guys, so this was one of the winning trades. Basically, I'm just going to pause this for a second. So I had basically a couple winners, a couple losers. In the end, ended up making that 100, but after commissions was $50. So I might show some losers, but usually this is what it amounts to. It had been surging up, a little bit of a pullback. I'm like, all right, let's enter and set a tight, I would consider this a tight stop. I know this is like $190. That might sound ludicrous to some people. I consider it a tight stop, I guess, for NQ. And let's do it. So my little plan of attack, if it comes down and hits my stop, so be it. If it starts going up, I'll move my stop up to somewhere around break even. And then in case it comes flying right back down, which NQ very much can. And if it continues to ride up, I'll just manually trail it with my stop. Sometimes I put on the trail so it's trailing automatically, but I like doing that more when it's just like completely going bonkers and like I can't even keep up with it. I'd rather manage it myself a little bit when it's not moving crazy like today. So let me let this play. This ends up being a winning trade. So I'm in for 4 lots here. I'm moving it up. Move it back down a little bit. I mean, this is pretty different than some of the other days where it's just flying up and down like 20 ticks in a heartbeat. So here we go. We're starting to get a move up. I'm probably here in a second. I'm going to start moving my stop up. I don't have a specific logic. I know this might not be, I'm going to pause this for a sec. This might not be everyone's style. In fact, I 100% know it's not everyone's style. I don't have some indicator or something saying like, okay, or hard and fast rule, like, you know, when I'm over 100 in profit, that's when I move my stop to break even. No, much more of the art than a science, I guess I would say. General kind of 10,000 foot level though. I'm trying to keep my losses fairly small with that stop loss. And then when you get those crazy runs like you do in NQ, we can capitalize on it. So, I mean, today did end up being an exciting day, so it's kind of a weird day to say that on, but nonetheless, that's my general strategy with NQ. So here we go. There usually comes a point where I'm like, okay, I'm locking in a little bit of profit. Like if this thing comes flying down, I'm taking it. And I think here, let's see, we're only about halfway through the video. It continues to run. This was probably one of the better trades. And I think this was one of the first ones. It must be because I kind of recorded these in order. So here I am. I'm falling pretty close for NQ, but again, it has that propensity to just whipsaw, and I'd rather get the 200 than set it down here, and like I'll just take the 200. There's certainly a case to be made to do like a longer term trade, maybe just let this run, see if we can get it, a longer one, or maybe only sell 2 lots instead of 4, put my stop on for 2, and let it see if it continues to run. But again, just my approach for now. It's kind of dancing around here. And this is pretty much the end of the video, so I can tell you it's going to take me out here. So that was about a $200 winner. Okay, guys, before I let this play, because this is a quick one, just to set it up, I went long right in here. You know, we'd had this nice little surge, pull back. I was like, all right, let's go long, and we'll set a pretty tight stop here. You know, if it continues down, so be it, we get knocked out. But if it continues to surge, which you can see already it kind of does, we might get something out of this. So let's let it fly. And it does, I mean, obviously it's up. It's already, now it's kind of doing another little pullbacky thing. I know all these technical terms are hard to keep up with, but bear with me. So here, I'm moving my stop, and I move it up again. It looks like it's coming down. I'm like, I'm getting every dollar out of this that I possibly can, and I do get stopped out here. So that's the magic show. I mean, there's not much more to it. Again, at some point I might actually learn to just enter and just ride it out and see if it might have continued up. Okay, guys, so just to set this one up, it happened super quick. I usually don't hit record till after I've entered the trade and my stop loss is up, and I'm kind of like, all right, now let's hit record. It's kind of the third part of the trade, just because I've mentioned a million times before, but recording the screen does slow my system down, sometimes more than others. And I'd rather at least make sure that my stop is in if I'm going to do that. So that's why I'm in. So I had gone long, like right here, and the price immediately shot up. So I moved my stop loss up immediately to break even. I'll mention as well, you see here this 12L2Q off on the right hand side. So this is essentially like your strategies in NinjaTrader, your bracket orders, whatever you want to call them. Each of the platforms calls them something different. You can predefine your own in Jigsaw Daytradr. So this one I have set means quantity 2 and 12L is a 12 tick loser. So whatever price I enter at, it automatically puts a stop loss at 12 ticks. If I have it set to trail, I'll write the word trail as well, so I know that. And if I have a take profit, I would say something like whatever, 20W, 12L, 2Q, and I know it's pretty easy to figure out. So this one happens quick, so I'm in, it shoots up, I automatically move my stop right up to break even, and let's let this play. It's 20 seconds, so it will happen quickly. I see it like it's taking off like a little bit of a rocket, at least for today's sense, so I'm moving it up. I don't get a ton out of this one. I think it honestly comes down here. I kind of wish I'd popped it up here a little bit further. Oh, I do, okay, not pretty happy with myself. Hoping, obviously, for more of a run. I don't get it. It comes down, stops me out. So be it. We get another little, whatever that was, $80 or $100 winner. Okay, guys, and just not to end on a sour note, but they aren't all winners. I'm not trying to say that they all are. I'm just going to pause this because this happens pretty quick. So it had gone on. This is the little surge it went on the previous video, I think it was, that I just showed, where we got out. I think we got stopped out right around here. Went on another surge. Kind of backtracking. I'm like, all right, so for whatever reason I got in here. I'm using market orders, so I'm not always getting the best fill, honestly. But nonetheless, I went long here. There's my 12 tick stop loss. See it right here. I already mentioned that. So that's on here, and this one just comes against me, and I lose. So that's just how it is going to go sometimes. They can't all be winners. And it happens here in a sec. I mean, I'm holding on. I'm waiting to see, getting a little bit of a push here. I'm like, all right, maybe there's some hope. Maybe there's some hope. And no, it just slams down and hits it. Now, I was only in for 2 lots. I mean, 120, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, like I said, today was just kind of a up, down, up, down. We ended up with the 100 in profit, but 50 after commissions. And decided to call it quits at that point. I think this probably, I can't remember if this was the last trade or not, but nonetheless, it's the last one that I recorded. So, with that, guys, there's my little scalping for today. I don't know if there was much to glean out of that in terms of useful information. It just gives a little demo into what I was doing. Tomorrow, really hoping for some Ultra Bond activity. I would very much actually like to get back to the smooth sailings of the Ultra Bond, but we need some opportunity there to capitalize on it. So I hope everybody's doing great. I hope you're doing well in your own relative evaluations. Wednesday, Earn2Trade giveaway. Don't forget that. I'm sure you won't. And I'm looking forward to it. And hey, somebody will be starting on their Earn2Trade journey this week as well. Thanks everyone for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you're not already. And I will do an update tomorrow on my Earn2Trade day number 6 progress.